Just a quick one. I picked this book up by Haynes. They make the manuals for all your car maintenance. So these guys know what they're doing. Here we go. I got it from this bookstore here, The Works, £6. I think it was £6 well spent, as we shall find out. There's a girl lining the tanks with Kevlar liners, so the wings. So she must be the size of a rabbit. I'll explain why. 95,000 kilograms of fuel in all of these tanks. Right, I did my usual production skills here. Right, I did save some. Right, so here we have a nice view with some people on the ground, but look at the skinny, tiny little wings. They are tiny. You know, probably the thickness, not even the thickness of this book, maybe. Okay. Right, so then we'll go on here. They're showing you there's various places where all the tanks are supposed to go in, but there's all these struts supporting the wing to give it strength, because obviously when you're flying supersonic, these wings are going to be subject to some immense strength, you know, forces and whatnot. But then also you've got to put room for the actual beautiful engines themselves underneath here. And anyway, let's carry on. This you can have you can screenshot this at your leisure, or buy the book. You know, I am recommending buying the book because it wasn't expensive. I've done that page, so and there's what did it say here? Smoky Joe's. Well, nitrogen oxide, nitrogen. If you're separating the air, which I'm telling you these engines do, nitrogen oxide will cause this smoking effect. I do believe I read about that. Here's the fuel gauges, kilograms per hour. That's how you could measure airflow, yeah? Okay. Another gauge here, PSI. That's how you measure pressure of air in your tyres. Here's some more. Sorry about this light, it's not great. Here's showing you the tiny, thin. Look how thin those wings are, yeah? And there's the engine. You can crawl inside that bit, but that bit you're not going to crawl inside there. And what I'm saying to you, that picture was faked. More pictures. I mean, it's a marvel of engineering, an absolute marvel. Excuse me. And I can get there you are. Absolute. There's these are steps designed for a human to walk up, not a giant. And the steps have you can look them up. They're a certain size so you don't trip. And then look at the tiny little wings. There's no liquid fuel gone into any of this, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, I may have done this before. You can find this on Google or other search engines. Gas turbine engine. Sorry, the gas turbine is an internal combustion engine that uses air as the working fluid. The engine extracts chemical energy from the fuel and converts its mechanical energy using the gaseous energy. So the chemical energy is the gaseous energy, or the working fluid, which is the air. Down here, a large mass of air must be supplied to the turbine in order to produce the necessary power. The mass of air is supplied by the compressor, which draws the air into the engine and squeezes it to provide high pressure air to the turbine. Now, I'm just going to read this next bit, because this is the crux of it to me. Right, if the compressor and turbine were 100% efficient, the compressor would supply the air needed by the turbine. At the same time, the turbine would supply the necessary power to drive the compressor. In this case, a perpetual motion would exist. That's where it should end, because they have invented a perpetual motion free energy generator. And I just want to end it there, because then the rest of the book and the rest of I've got another book as well. It was a similar sort of price, showing you. I mean, they're absolutely fabulous, amazing pieces of engineering, but unfortunately, you get people like that don't want you to know, because they're very highly paid, and it was an elitist thing to become a pilot. There was jokes, Jeff in the RAF and Tally-Ho boys and all that in the day, because the elite, I mean, they were showing you these ridiculous things, but it's the engine itself is the marvel, and the weight of these things, the whole thing, it's a lie. The whole industry are lying to you, because they've invented a free energy generator and hidden it in plain sight. Anyway, there you go. Just me. I'm in the process of binding up another book. I'm binding these up for myself, for when I get a chance in the future to sit down and read them, or maybe for my children to read them if they're interested in it. I'm not going to force them, but you know, it's nice to have the reference material before it disappears from existence. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks a lot.